So in this video, I'm going to be discussing a few reasons why your conversations with him aren't going anywhere. The first reason that your conversation might not be going anywhere with him is you're talking at him but not to him. When you talk to someone, treat them as a unique person. Don't just talk to every person the same exact way. Nobody wants to talk to someone who really isn't interested in what they have to say. So instead of just talking at them and asking them questions that you want to know about, start really being in tune with what they are saying and listen. Don't just respond to respond. The next thing is to show interest in their interests. So when someone says, oh, I'm going to a basketball game this Friday, ask them, what's your favorite team? Maybe, have you ever played basketball? What do you like about basketball? Like, that's just a silly example, but we all want to talk to someone who finds us interesting. It makes us want to speak more, want to share more, want to be more vulnerable. Like if I tell you, oh, I have a YouTube channel, and then you just change the topic, it shows that you're not really interested in me. You're not really interested in my interests. You're not really interested in my pursuits and my passions. So why would I want to date you? Why would I want to be your partner if you don't even have interest in what I'm interested in? If I was dating a guy and he brought up football, I'd ask him about football. What's his favorite team? Has he ever been to a game? It shows that you are truly invested in the conversation, you're invested in this person, and you want to hear more about them. One super easy way to just elevate any conversation that you're having is to ask someone more questions about their interests, about their journey questions. But one issue that I see, especially when it comes to conversations over messages, is asking more than one question at once. You don't ever want to do this, especially with men. Generally, if you ask a man 3 questions, he'll respond to 1. Like my fiance and I crack up about it all the time because when we first started dating, I would sometimes ask him 2 questions and he would always only answer 1 of them. And he'd be like, oh, I forgot, or I didn't see it. Women are more multitaskers. We can think of like 7 ideas at once. We can be doing our makeup, singing music, thinking about what we're gonna make for dinner, and having a conversation with someone, right? But men truly thrive when they're focused, when they are really honed in and narrowed down on one topic, one question. So keep this in mind when you're talking to a man, especially if it's over messages, and even like in person. You don't want to make it seem like an interview and ask him 3 questions at once. He's gonna be like, slow down here, one at a time. And I saw this play out firsthand. Somebody in my life was showing me a conversation that she was having over messages with this guy, and she had asked him 2-3 questions, and I told her, don't do that. And he literally responded, what is this, an interview? And she took offense to it a little bit, but you need to understand, men truly thrive when they're given 1 question, 1 task, 1 job at a time. So use that to your advantage. Don't go asking him 4 questions at once, just 1 at a time. Don't bombard him, because more than likely he'll just skip right over it, or he'll start feeling like it's too much of an interview. Okay, so only ask 1 question at a time. The next problem that I see is you're keeping it way too surface level, okay? All you're saying is, hey, how's your day? The weather's nice. What's your plans this weekend? You need to start asking a lot more interesting questions, a lot more thought-provoking questions, a lot more nuanced questions, complex questions. If you need some tips on where to begin with this, I have a whole video talking about best questions to ask on a first date, which I will link up above. But just as a rule of thumb, you want to ask questions that are intriguing, or even just bring up a topic like, oh, I was recently reading this book about this topic. What are your thoughts on that? leave it up to them. You don't even need to voice what your opinion is on a certain topic, but ask them what they think about it. Hey, I recently saw a documentary on this. What do you think about that? People want to be able to share their ideas and share their opinions. So when you give them the freedom and the space to do so, it really feels like you care about them, that you're interested in them, that you want to get to know them. And this is a really great way to deepen a connection with someone. So start having deeper level conversations. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to ask about their political beliefs or their religion or anything that's like too controversial. You want to ask them thought-provoking questions that allows you to get to know them better. If you're just asking them what's their favorite color, what's their favorite movie, what they're doing this weekend, you're not really getting a full picture on who this person is. So be strategic and ask them questions that will help you to better understand them. Last but not least is a huge no-no, and I've seen it happen so many times. This has happened to me when I've been on a date, is offering an opinion when it is not requested. I had gone on a date with this guy, and he had brought up kids and how he loves kids and how he wants to be a father and like have at least 5 kids. And I had shared, oh yeah, I don't see kids in my future. Instead of just respecting what I said and just respecting my opinion and allowing me to have my own belief, this guy then spent the next 20 to 30 minutes trying to convince me why I should have kids and why it's in a woman's nature to have kids, and that, you know, I would be a good mom and that I should change my mind. And that is just so horrible, because you never want to force or impose your beliefs on someone else, especially on a date when people are already feeling quite nervous, quite vulnerable, quite, you know, naked in a way. To force your own beliefs on someone is just a number one way to never see them again. And I truly thought in my head, like, oh my God, like this guy must feel so triggered by me not wanting to have kids. I don't know if he had a bad experience with that. I don't know if maybe his ex-girlfriend didn't want kids and that's why they broke up. But I just felt like it was just his way or the highway. And I was like, whoa, beliefs. We are allowed to have different thoughts. And that's the whole point of dating, is to figure someone out and see, are you compatible or are you not? It's not the end of the world if you're not compatible with someone, and to offer them feedback or to offer them your opinion when it's not requested just shows that you really don't have much self-awareness. You don't really have much self-control when it comes to meeting people who have different views or who have different ideas, and it shows that they are just way too closed-minded and way too fixated on what they want in life. They're not seeing you as your own separate being, as your own separate entity with your own desires and wants and needs. They are just trying to literally impose all of their beliefs onto you, and that is definitely not going to help deepen a connection or help a conversation flow. So that is all I have for you guys today. Just quick and easy. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe before you head out, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye!